Lots of questions here that have come up on our Yukon and cabinet canopies, all the different things that you can do. How tall can you go with the ceiling? How long can you go with the cab over bed? How wide? A lot of these things. So I'm gonna jump in and answer some of these. This video is gonna be pretty direct to the point and kind of explanatory of what the Yukon is, how it starts, what you can do, and then when do you want to go to a different model than the Yukon here. So let's jump into it. Won't be a ton of fluff here with this video. So the Yukon, how does it start? It starts with a 42-inch sidewall, okay, and that looks like this right here. You can see 42 is right there. So comes up right there. There's your sidewall. Okay, that's your standard. What does that look like up here? This is on for an F350. So 42 is right there. Okay, so you can see about how much space you get. You'll get about 10 to 12 inches up here in the front. That right there is at 32, but then it's a 2-inch lip on there. So you would get exactly 12 inches up in here on an F350 of height with the standard 42-inch. This particular customer went up to a 48-inch. This is probably my least favorite measuring tape. It's very flimsy. Anyway, you can see 48-inch there, okay? So that gives you a good amount of space up here in the cab over. You have got, you can see 17, 18 inches here, okay? Up in the cab over on an F350 with a 48-inch sidewall. Where does the 48 start? The 48 starts right here at the bottom of this, which sets on the bed rail itself. So you put one palm on the bed rail of the truck and the other palm on the ceiling, and that is your 48-inch. So this topper is actually a little bit taller than 48-inch. This is a 3-inch solid foam ceiling. It's our SIP ceiling, structural insulated panel. So it's solid foam. There's no wood framing up there, nothing. It's just a solid foam ceiling with that 1/2-inch wood stagger. It's railroading, right? Ceiling panel. So that's what that is. Now, let's look at the exterior width. Out here, put this here. This is a flimsy tape. So you can see where that is. That's 75 inches wide. That's how wide the front base rails are on your average Ford F-250 and larger, okay? And then your length on a long bed is 101.5, okay? That is your typical unit length, is 101.5 on a long bed unit, okay? They're not 8 foot long, they're longer. So on a Chevy or on a Dodge, at 72, 73 up front there. There are some trucks that are even down at 70.5, 71 for your front width. So the width of the front width of your base rail on your truck determines the outside width of the topper on this Yukon in the base price. Now you can change that and you can go wider with it, like this truck over here. On this truck, he went an extra few inches wider, because he wanted additional width on the inside for his bunk and for his cabinet up here. Now he still wanted, depending on the build and the purpose and the goal, right, you're gonna want to have your full width so that you can run a four-wheeler in here still, okay? But four-wheelers are gonna need this full width here to run up in, depending on the four-wheeler, because you get 50 to 52 inches between the wheel wells there. And depending on the purpose of the unit, you might want to have an ATV in here or other gear or whatever. Josh, that's his unit. That's what this one is. He wanted maximum width in here so that he could have about 50, 52 inches for that bunk when it is fully deployed out. And I have other videos showing you that bunk deployed. I just want to cover actual dimensions in this and show you the dimensions on the measuring tape. So on this truck, you can see that right there against that wall, and then this over here all the way against the wall is at 76 1/4. So he went to a 78-inch wide topper here. That's how wide he went with this. And then this bed, he went with 30, looks like 38 inches in here. Okay, it's kind of hard to tell on the video the way it distorts, but 38 inches right there. Most of the time, these are anywhere between 21 inches on up to 36. That's the most common. This one's 36, and so is this one. This is the most common build. I gotta stress that. This is the most common build. So, right up in here, 36, 37, this is 37 and a half. So this one's even a little bit longer than 36. But the most common right there, you get maximum amount of storage up in here. So, looking at this, everybody does something a little different. For the most part, these things are sent out a blank slate, identical to this. You raise the ceiling up to 48, you leave it at the bed rail width, reinforce the bed rail a little bit, and you're good to go. But then, folks, I have one right now. We're going to end up moving the window up a little bit. We're going to probably put a kitchen access right here, full width from the exterior. It's going to be a full lift-up door, and then there will be a cabinet that houses everything inside here. Right here is going to be propane. It's going to go up. There's going to be a battery bay here. Then there's going to be a furnace or a heater of some sort right here, and it's going to be a 22-inch or so wide cabinet here, and that's all gear. He's going to store his gear there. That's what will probably happen with that build. But there's all kinds of other builds where you have cabinets up at the top here, cabinets over here, or you have a bunk that folds down and another bunk that folds down, or you have, you know, just all window, or you have a full lift up door on this entire side, kind of acts as an awning. Same thing here, how this guy right here acts as an awning, right? I like to have these things like this. This thing will get adjusted to where it's right there. That way you don't have water draining into the unit as you go, as you're in your campsite, right? Now he added this roof rack. That's an addition. But anyway, back to dimensions. Every truck bed out there, except back in the 90s when all the trucks were still square bodies, is tapered, meaning it's wider in the front than it is back here. Now Rams are the worst. They have about 4-inch narrower on the back than in the front, whereas Ford is about 2.5, and then all the other trucks range between 1.5 inches on up to 3 inches narrower on the outside dimension in the back than in the front. Hopefully that makes sense. Then on short beds, that truck over there that we were just at, that thing is 81 inches long, so it ends right here. So your options and the things that you can do with the build change. Now I've got, again, tons of questions on these, and so that's why I decided to go ahead and make this video. Here's one of the biggest ones. How high can you go with the ceiling? That unit over there that we were just looking at, that is a 50-inch sidewall, whereas this one's a 48. The depth of your bed is going to determine a lot of that. These are 26-inch sawhorses. I can stand up inside here, so we're probably at about, right now, currently, let me see. With the 24-inch or 26-inch sawhorse, this is sitting at 74 inches. And you can see that's against the ground, okay? 74. This is probably a 20 to 21-inch truck bed. So you would lose another 6 inches here. So he'd probably end at about 68 inches. Actual ceiling height. Okay, so not quite 6 foot. And I'm not gonna reveal how tall I am. I'm gonna hold on to every shred I possibly can of some kind of dignity, being the short guy that I am. So we'll keep that quiet. But I can stand up in there, I'll put it that way. This is a 2017 Chevy, and this is the dimension that I like to go by, where your boots are gonna land, right? And then you can see straight across over there to the bottom side of the bed rail, right there. It's 21 and a quarter. That's a real dimension if you're eyeballing it. If you're standing here with me eyeballing it, I know on the camera it can vary and it's hard to see, but it is in fact 21 and a quarter. So you add that 21 and a quarter to whatever your sidewall height, and in this case it's 50, and you get 71 and a quarter inches. So this one's almost a 6-foot ceiling. The question, to be specific, that I'm getting is, how tall can you go with it? With this model, guys, this is our Yukon model, which formerly our cabinet canopy. This thing is built a different way. It's a little bit, its structure is not the same as a cab over canopy. And the cab over canopy is one that starts at a 78-inch ceiling, and then with a queen size mattress. On that structure unit, you can go up 80 to 82 inches. On this one, I really wouldn't go that high. That's really way too big for an Overland build. You start getting top heavy, bouncing around. Once you put a lift on the truck, you're guaranteed you'll easy hit an 11-foot ceiling or 11-foot clearance on that truck, and that's really not a good Overland rig. So you want to keep your Overland rigs kind of tight to the truck, as low as possible, while also being high function. So for the average height person, this 7 or 6 foot ceiling, a little under 6 foot, it's really not that bad. It's good. And even if you're 6 foot, it might not be that big of a deal to crunch down a little bit. The type of build this is, it brings you outside. You're spending most of your time out here anyway, probably with your doors open wide and looking out. So anyway, that's the whole idea behind this whole style build. So I really discourage going 80 plus inches with your ceiling, but we have done it. We've done it many times. The issue with it is, guys, your center of gravity is way high. With this unit, this is 800 pounds, right? And it is on the bed rail, okay? It's up above. You're starting 21 inches higher with your center of gravity, whereas with like a slide-in unit, even though it might be close to double the weight of this, you're setting down here, and so your center of gravity is way lower. So you really want to think about that. The whole point of this style build, it's an Overland build, you know, kind of jumping around off where you can't get with most other builds. It's way more utilitarian. You throw your coolers in here, your plywood, your construction stuff. One day it's a construction unit, the other day it's a camping unit. That's the whole idea behind this style unit. So you really want to keep that in mind, and don't overbuild it on top of your bed rails. Even though you can, it's not necessarily the best thing to do. Anyway, I hope that answered some pretty basic questions. The next thing is these double doors. These double doors are an add-on, okay? That is literally, that is an add-on. They all start with the lift up door. This, you can just select it and put it on there, and what it is they're barn doors, right? And then you get this aluminum reinforcement across the bottom to tie that back wall, and then you seal against the back of the truck here, and you just kind of get this sealant all the way around, and that really does help with bugs a lot better. But with bugs, you've got all of these that you're going to want to close. You got all of this that you want to close, right? Look at all of those underneath there. That's where a lot of bugs are going to come from, right? You can seal this up a little bit better for dust and everything. This is also where dust is going to come from. You get spots like this, production variants in the truck beds, and you can see you'll want to do a little bit of extra attention when it comes to sealing up your truck box to stop all kinds of bugs and dust and dirt from coming in. But as far as water is concerned with top down, right? So anyway, I hope that this was informative for those of you who are asking about the dimensions and the heights and the weights and everything. Just remember this right here, that's your blank slate. All right, blank slate right there. And then you can change from there. I hope that was helpful, guys. Take care. And if you have any more questions, let me know. I can make more videos, or I can just shoot you emails. Cheers.